welcome to the demo for Mimic Meadows, a puzzle game about mimicking animals, stealing their form, and eating some tasty mushrooms. So let's dive into the first level. Immediately what this game reminds me of is Baba Is You. And yes, we gotta copy the animal movements in order to be able to take their shape. And now we're a little rabbit, and what we can do as a rabbit is go through the trees, because our frog could not do it. And there we get a tasty, tasty mushroom. Do a little dance. Forward. This one's called fish. We're gonna become fish, because I assume what fish can do is be in water. But first we need to become rabbit. Presumably, we can mimic the animal not having to be aligned with them, because here we can't, right? The rabbit goes all the way to the top, but we do not. There we go. We can become rabbit from a distance. And now we have access to the water. Did that rabbit just kiss me? Okay, we make hearts fly when we touch. Yeah, so I think we need this space in order to become fish. We can just keep pushing towards the side in order to have their turns passed in order to align. Okay, kiss the fish and get the mushroom. Tasty. We're learning. So now we've got a mountain goat and we've got a bird and we've got a rock we can push. So that's interesting. What will be the importance of that? And there is an undo as well. Okay, so we want to be a mountain goat in order to be able to go on rocks. So let's observe the goat. So it travels in this short sort of L shape. There we go. I'm a goat. Oh, but if I'm a goat, I cannot be on non-rocky terrain, which means I do need this rock to be in the right place. So before we become goat, let's push the rock to here. And now it's time to be goat. And now I can jump on the rock. Yes. Next, the mushroom's in the cloud and there is a bird. So to copy the bird, we need to stand here and then we go like this. There we go. Yes, and bird can only go on clouds, so we cannot go back to rocks. And here's our tasty mushroom. Next we've got a goat and we've got a rock and we've got our mushroom on the rocks, but it's in a different space than the goat. And it's showing us here that the goat can also use the rock. So what will happen if we take the rock away? We change the path of the goat, which will help us here because that means we can mimic the goat in this space next to those other rocks. And then we're able to go in and eat it. Eat the mushroom. Chimera. Are we gonna be mixing some animals now? Okay, so now the rabbit is using this tree in a pot to do his thing. And now goat and rabbit have the same path and they turn into each other. Well, that just shows us that probably this game is going to go way deeper with the puzzles than just, oh, I just need to do the same moves as the animal, because we're gonna be mixing them. So now we're gonna be able to create something that goes both on trees and on rocks. So now let's just repeat their patterns. So we can also become a rabbit goat. So now we just have to become the bird next to the clouds so that we can get our mushroom. Kiss the bird on the way. One of those achievements for kissing all the animals. So now we have an option to go to the river, which is optional hard level, or we can just continue to merge. Let's continue for now. Let's leave the hard level for a tasty snack at the end. Merge. There is a snake and a rabbit. I'm kind of worried about the rabbit potentially getting eaten, but the snake and the rabbit are doing the same thing, but they're not merging. Why is that? I mean, we can turn into a rabbit. Is it because the snake takes up 2 spaces? So he's not a, yes. We have to stand next to the rabbit in order to be taking the same amount of slots as the snake, and then we can turn into a snake who is able to go on grass. You're not gonna kiss? Okay, well, let's just get our mushroom. Next is split. It's 2 mushrooms now. We've got the goat and the rabbit traveling next to each other, which will probably be how we can make a snake out of the 2 of them. Snake, goat, rabbit, but we need to take out this rock to keep them traveling together. Now they're goat rabbit, but can we make them snake goat rabbit? Because the snake does sort of an L shape, so we would have to allow them to make an L shape. But for that we need to bring the rock back, but we can't now go on the clouds. We can become bird from here, and then we're here. Oh, and then we can't push the rock. What is that thing next to the bird? Ah, it's a cloud we can move. So we can also alter the path of the bird. And now the bird is also in an L shape. So maybe we can turn into a bird and then use that bird so we turn into the snake. And that should work actually. I just need to do it in the right space. So we go here, and yes, then we're bird over here. And then we go next to this bird. And then we travel in the L shape to become snake. Yeah, there we go. Oh, but if we do this here, we will be stuck. We need to do it at the bottom. So start from here. And then we're snake and we can travel through the grass. But we need to be able to leave the grass, and there are rocks and trees around. So we probably need to turn into the goat rabbit. Actually, 2 of them. Oh, and we get those simultaneously? Yes, we ourselves have become 2 animals, 2 frogs. So now we're out of 7 out of 8 mushrooms, but a new indicator has appeared that we are 0 out of 4, so something else. So there's something else to be found in this area. And then there's a turtle with a mushroom on its back. Does this mean we can do the mimicking in the outer world? Well, so it says free up and down. If previous situations are correct, we need to be synchronized with him, right? We need to do the same movement when he is doing them, but only here we can look at him. But also nowhere on this map there is room for us to move 3 spaces up and 3 spaces down. So interesting. So there is a whole another map up here. We're not yet done with the levels, and we have 2 things unlocked, and then another thing we can spy with our little eye. But I think before we proceed into there, we can take a look at the hard level. So here there is goat, there is bird, and there is fish. We might be able to merge the bird and the goat if we take this rock away. Yes, they are synchronized now and they can be merged together. And that unlocks basically going around those whole areas. But we will need to then be fish to go across. There was also an option to move this rock. And that then makes the goat go in a square. Which I guess that's useful, because once we're fish, there's that little loop that we will need to use to be able to turn back into something that can go around rocks and clouds. Okay, well, let's go here and let's turn into the goat. So we need to go around like this. Then we can hop over to the rocks. And because we're also bird, we can go on the cloud. Now we need to turn into the fish. It's the other creature on the way, because the fish on the way, yes. And now we can go to this little loop where we should be able to mimic the bird goat. We just get into phase with it. And so we can go through here and grab that mushroom. I mean, obviously this is only the first world, so while there was more steps to think about, it wasn't that scary. Okay, so that's 8 out of 8 in this sub-world, but yes. What's with the turtle? What's with the special little mushrooms? Well, let's go to the second world and see. Maybe it will come to me eventually. So we have a brook on this side. Now we've got frogs, but they're different. They're not like ass frogs, they're different frogs. And there's little berries the frogs can eat, and now they have a berry. And now they've spit out the berry and put it in the river. Oh, and that's that yellow mushroom that was on the second counter. Okay, so he moves that berry. There is a berry here, and we can push it around, but we ourselves can't, like, swallow it. But I guess we will be able to swallow it if we push the berry in the river here. It will be traveling next to the lily pads. So now if we mimic the frog, we're frog. And now we can come here. But then how do I eat the berry? Because he just comes up to it and then gets sucked in. But I don't seem to be able to do it. Curious. So I can only travel on the little lily pads, not the big lily pads, and no water for this frog. Which means I also need a way to then turn myself into something else. Can I turn myself into the berry if I copy what the berry does? Then I can travel and then I can have the frog eat me and spit me out on the other side, and that's how I get the mushroom. Well, that's an interesting new way to travel. So what's in stream? Got more frogs, more berries. We can push the berry to this frog, so he will be carrying it around, and now it's on the other side. And now we're able to push it here. Because we would need to be frog to travel through here, or we need to be berry in order for the frog to eat us. So if we start from here, do this shape, yes, we're berry now, and then the frog can just transfer us to the other side rather than us turning into the frog and trying to undo that. There we go. So next is vessel. If I have another eye, there's a sign. Area closed for natural growth. Wishlist to hear about opening. Yes. Wishlist the game to support the dev and see what more they have to bring into the puzzle space. Well, I guess we're going into vessel. Now we have turtles and carrots. There is also a rock. Well, let's give the turtle a carrot, see if he will like it. He eats it. Okay, but he only spits it out over here. He doesn't take it to the other side. What if I put a rock in here? How you feel about that? Okay, now no more spitting the carrot out. So the turtles, they travel on those little wetlands. We can't turn into a turtle here so that we can travel on this wetland. Then we can't get off because we're a turtle. So how can we turn into a carrot? Okay, so just copying the turtle again because the carrot is moving with him. That lets us do it. It's kind of a layered instruction. And now the second turtle can eat us. And okay, he will spit us out at the top because there is, I guess, an edge in the direction he is moving, and the other one, it's still the wetland for him, but that just gives us that mushroom. So that gives us access to salad, which is an optional hard level, and islands optional special, and that has another level coming out of it. It also lets us into another world. There is a level called mate, but after that there is another sign for area closed. So at least in terms of the levels, that's the extent of the demo, but yes, there are now more mushrooms on our mushroom counter, which means there is more to be found, including the mushroom that I saw on the turtle's back, so there is a way to get there. There is a way to get that. So let's see what's with this optional special in islands. There is one of those white mushrooms here. There's hippos, there's otters, there is... I thought there was like a duck, but no, I think it's a green and a yellow fish. And then there's berries. Who here may want a berry? The hippo? Yes. Hippo will have a berry and will take it up and down. We cannot turn into the hippo because it's 2 spaces wide. We could probably turn into the yellow or green fish, but it wouldn't help because they can only move in the sort of weed area and we don't have access to that, which means we have to turn into a berry. I think I need to restart because hippo carrying that berry doesn't help, but if we stick it in the stream, we will be able to mimic this berry and that will then let us turn into it. There we go. Now we're a tasty berry and now the hippo can eat us, but we can move to here. We should be able to mimic the fish while we're inside the hippo because we can move left and right in it. So let's see what the fish do. Oh, because they jump left and right diagonally, which we wouldn't even be able to do by ourselves. So we have to go left, right, left, right, left, right. And yes, then we're the fish. And we should be able to jump out of this hippo when it's next to this grassy area. Yeah. Next, there is an otter. I assume otter would also like a tasty berry. So let's turn ourselves into a berry again. Yes. The game was like, are you stuck? Well, I mean, I couldn't move myself, but now I can be inside an otter again. Now I'm doing the fish trick again, but with the green fish, which just jumps 2 squares to the side. So I need to go right, then just let it travel down, and then left. Yeah. So now I'm the fish, but I don't want to be ejected here. Can you please let me out on the other side? Yeah, I may have to copy it from the other side, so when it's finished, I'm ending up in the top space. So copy it from the bottom here, up, then to the side, then back this way, bottom, yes. And now when the otter returns, yeah, he will spit us out here. And now we grab that mushroom, and that takes us to the raft. Well, no animals? Oh, but we can move this raft when we go around on it. And there's also a rock, which I assume we can take with us. Our little rock friend. But what I'm even doing, right? Yes, there are no animals, but also there are no mushrooms. There are no... Oh, I know. I'm the big turtle. So what was it? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, but I need to use the rock, because otherwise when I'm trying to turn down, first I kind of move on the raft. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. There we go. I'm a big turtle with the mushroom on top. And now I can grab it. So that's how that clue is used. We've got the optional hard salad left. Let's check it out. So what we have? We have a frog that can be modified in its pattern because we can take the lily pads away. We can give it a berry. There you go. So now he's carrying that. If I remove the lily pads while he's doing that, okay, that just makes him take the berry somewhere else. And then he no longer eats it, because then probably the berry would have to be underneath for him to grab, yeah. And then we can use the rock to stop him from spitting out the berry, right? Because he will no longer spit it out, which gives us an option to then turn into a berry at some point. But I think right now we want to turn into a frog. So now a couple things need to happen. We need to turn into a frog in order to go through the lily pads, which we can do. But then we also have to somehow transport the carrot, and I'm not sure a frog can do that. Let's leave that here, and then we can use the pattern from the top frog to become a frog. Can we eat the carrot? No, we cannot. Oh, I know. I see it now. We need to push the carrot into this corner river, because that will let us turn into a carrot later, right? Now it travels in a copyable pattern. So now we still turn into the top frog. And after that we turn into the carrot so we can get off and we can use the turtle to cross. There we go. I'm a carrot now. Hey, turtle, do you like carrots? Please spit me out on the other side. But now, the other frog is not gonna eat the carrot. So what I want to be is a berry. But there is no room for me to turn into a berry, right? Because I only have this little corner, and that frog carrying the berry is moving in an L shape. Come on, frog, carrots are good for you. I assume if I just turn into the berry, the turtle not gonna eat me. He doesn't want berries, he just wants carrots. So that's interesting, because however I end up above that turtle, I will not have enough room to transform again. So that feels like we somehow have to modify the first frog, the one that's carrying the berry, in order to somehow have that room, in order to somehow allow us to transform. I mean, we could have this transformation inside of the turtle, but the turtle travels in a J shape. So can we make that first frog do that is the question. We can't push the rock onto the lily pads. That doesn't work. Aha! So if I was trying to see if I can somehow turn the frog into the carrot, which I'm not sure how would that help, but I basically make them match their paths. And while the frog didn't turn into a carrot or the carrot didn't turn into a frog, what happened is that the carrot and the berry merged. And that will help us. That will help us because we will be tasty to both animals. Okay, so now we just do what I did. We turn into top frog. Then we turn into the carrot berry. Very tasty indeed, because now the turtle will eat us. And the frog also will eat us, and then we get the mushroom. Tasty, tasty. Okay, so that's 8 of the basic mushrooms, 4 of the secondary mushroom, and 2 of the special question mark mushrooms. But 1 unknown mushroom remains, potentially here in mate. Indeed, there it is. Now we've got monkeys and tapirs. It's getting tropical. Also those flowers that smell like dead bodies. So what's going on here? Well, the monkeys move, the tapirs move, and they meet and an egg has been formed? If they're on the both side of it. So what is the deal with the egg? Because they don't take it, they don't eat it. It is a pushable item that I can take around. Whether that's good or not, like is it blocking my path? Do I need to be on a specific side of it maybe? Because in terms of movement, monkey moves on the trees, tapir moves on the flowers. And we need to either be both at the same time or go through both in order to get across. In terms of shapes, monkey goes up and down 4 squares and the tapir goes S-shape, so without some serious manipulation we would not be able to merge them. But we also won't be able to turn into the monkey and then have room to turn into the tapir. So it might be that we just have to turn into a monkey and then turn into tapirs. So let's see. If I just stand here, then I can go down and up, become monkey. And I should be able to turn into tapir from here. Oh no, I can't go onto that big tree. Okay, that's further limiting in terms of my coping because it means I don't actually have room here to turn into the tapir. So I could turn into the tapir here. But then yes, I will be stuck because that's nowhere near a flower. I need to figure out what goes on within the eggs. Because if I'm standing here, that stops them from producing the egg. But is that important? Can this egg be hatched in some way? I mean, I can't make it mimic anything because even though I can push it up one way, they won't be able to push it down the other way to do the mimicking. Oh, okay, if I push it onto the area, it will spawn into that animal. And it can create it having a different pattern because, oh, it's a mix. It's a mix of the 2 animals in a new way, where that it looks like one animal based on where I pushed it, but it behaves like another animal based on the mix. So here we should be able to make a tapir that it goes up and down. And that helps us. That helps us because we can now turn into that tapir and go onto those flowers. And then we can turn into a monkey to go onto the trees. So if we now mimic the monkey below us, we're monkey here. And then we can go onto here and mimic that tapir again so that we can move towards the mushroom. There we go. That's yet another mechanic on how we can move through this world and how we can mimic those animals or merge them together. And I think that's it. I think I've collected all of the mushrooms and everything that's available in the demo, but I might be wrong. There might be deeper secrets that I am completely oblivious to, considering it seems to be inspired in some ways by Baba Is You. I'm not saying it's a copy because it's definitely not, like it's its own unique game, but that just makes me think there might be some secret mechanics that you will have to notice and unscramble in the full game. So that was a really fun demo, really good aha moments of discovery. So I will be looking forward to it coming out. And if that's of interest to you, check it out on Steam and wishlist to support the developer. Thanks so much for watching, and if you enjoyed, consider liking or subscribing. And as always, thank you to all the members for supporting the channel. And I will see you soon on another adventure.